Yo, you seem really passionate about this. Are you as passionate for women that don't wear it though?
Yes, خلاص. Okay. I got a story.
Okay.
So
all right.
You should have
I don't know.
Like, yes, so subhanAllah.
I'm actually afraid.
And okay, there was this organization, and you guys will be familiar with it. So خلاص, there was this organization who at this time I was not wearing hijab, and they asked me, hey Halima, we would love what you do, and is it possible, you can submit a photo to us, tell us a narrative, خلاص. So I was like, absolutely. But I thought about it, I didn't want to because I normally don't like to share my brand, but I was like, you know what, I have to help my brothers and sisters. They need the pub, and if I could give them anything, I can't wait. So خلاص, I did such. So I gave them the photo and my narrative, and I remember the narrative that I gave to them was subhanAllah, that of the mercy of Allah and how don't ever give up on Allah's mercy. That the Prophet Prophet Musa, may Allah love him most, made a dua, and it didn't come together and it wasn't accepted by Allah until 40 years.
Got it.
Okay, so this idea of do not give up on the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, it may take time, but He will always answer. He hears everything. He never forgets a soul. So khalas. So I remember I said that, and I wasn't wearing hijab at the time.
Right.
And so khalas, I remember, and at this time I also don't have like Facebook, so I don't know what's being said. So I remember sisters of mine, may Allah love them most, so it's been up like 40s at this time, and sisters of mine were like, Halima, I think you should, here's the link. You should check out what they're saying about you on Facebook. I'm like, girl.
So in this article or this picture, so
it's my photo and then a
not
narrative.
wearing a hijab,
no,
and then your narrative on the bottom.
Yes, khalas.
Okay.
So I go on it, and people are saying, how dare she speak about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Does she really think Allah will accept her du'as? How dare she even believe that she's a Muslim? How dare she speak about our Prophet? And I'm just like, how did you deny me? At what point did you become Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you began to judge me and you took His role? And then you have the audacity to bring Islam down. It's just not...
Yeah.
I feel like as sisters, and it was mainly sisters who were saying these things, and I feel like as sisters, we have a responsibility. We have to take care of our sisters, and when we wear these hijabs, we have to lead an example where it's like, when people were becoming Muslim during the time of the Sahaba, did their garments change or did their behavior change? It was their behavior. Like, we need to bring people in Islam with mercy.
Yeah. You seem really passionate about this, man. I'm glad we touched on it.
It's
either nothing, all or nothing with you. Either you're quiet in the corner or you are just spitting fire. Kareem Bueller, I am so sorry.
What's up?
We're here.
No,
you're awake.
Same
question goes to you. Do you treat women that are different, like that wear a hijab versus a woman that does not wear a hijab, and why so?
Well, not really. I grew up around, my sisters wear hijab. They put it on later, and my cousins wear hijab. So I got to, it was a normal thing for me. But I find that people treat, and I haven't seen extreme cases. I know they happen, like the way they treat people bad or whatnot. But I find they treat people with hijabs, girls with hijabs, like they have no personality. Absolutely none. So even like in a work setting, I remember I was working with one, girl I know, and one dude was like, "Yo, she's actually pretty funny. She's pretty clever." And I was like, "Whoa, wait. She finds stuff funny and she can make jokes." You know what I mean? What is that? Like, people are like, they're morons. You know what I mean? So you get this. I mean, yeah, people are morons. Yes, I heard you. I can stand by that.
Yes,
people are morons. Okay.
So,
but they act like there's no personality. It's like you're a drone, right? So you put the hijab on and it's like just going through the motions of just, you know what I mean? So there's no room for error. The reason why you said there's no room for error is because that's not a human anymore. It's a uniform. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way people look at it. I mean,
that's actually a really good way of pointing.
Kareem.
Dun, dun, dun. So do I treat women who wear and don't? So I only have one brother, so I don't have any sisters. Like my mom wears a hijab, but like some of the struggles
I'm your sister.
Did you ever wear a hijab? No.
So the perspective I view it from is the whole concept of like seeing a physical trait or an attribute and trying to generalize the person. Like we're all black people. We face this day in, day out. Racism, you get generalized, get stopped by the cops. Like it happens to us also to now project that on people in the community and be like, well, if somebody wears a hijab, I think certain ways about them and I'm going to treat them one way versus the other. You're just being very hypocritical, right? So on that spectrum, like to me, you can't see a physical trait or attribute, or in this case, a garment, and know the person. Like everybody's talked about here, it's a process. There's multiple steps. You don't know where the person is on the religiousness scale just because they're wearing a hijab. So to like treat them differently, it's like it's not a crystal ball just because somebody's wearing a hijab versus isn't, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's just it's a messed up way of thinking.
Yeah.
Just simply because you don't know the person, and I think only to respond. So I think a lot of times when people look at Muslim sisters who are wearing the hijab and point out maybe some of the not so positive things, I don't think we're trying to take that away from them. It's just it's a comparison in saying that you can find somebody who doesn't wear the hijab who's a super good Muslim and somebody who wears it who's not. So don't generalize just because. But
no, I just
but that's
wanted
a
to say
weak
that's a topic
argument,
that
though.
comes up all the time, and I just felt like it
No,
is
but I'm saying
necessary
so like
to
for
say.
me is like I'm not the type of person who's going to look at somebody who's wearing a hijab and does something that's like I guess Islamically wrong and point it out. But to me, the reason why I don't look at like you know what I mean. I don't just because somebody's not wearing a hijab, I don't think negative of them. And
That's
just because
wonderful. I'm
yeah,
glad.
and I'm saying the reason is just statistically like you just find people across the board and like you know what I mean. Like if you followed everybody who didn't wear a hijab and anybody who did, they're going to be everywhere on the spectrum. So just to point out this physical garment like that's not going to tell you where the person is if they have good morals,
That
ethics,
was my
all that.
argument.
Right, I know, but I'm
That's
saying
what
when
I'm
people
saying.
bring it up, I don't think they mean it like, oh, well, she's doing a bad thing, so she can't wear the hijab. I think it's more, well, she's maybe doing something that's questionable, so what you shouldn't do is assume because he's wearing the hijab, she's perfect, and because somebody who's not wearing it isn't perfect.
No, I think no, because when people because when you're wearing the hijab and people make that argument, it's not
All
the
the time.
It's all the time. It's
But what
all
argument?
What argument?
the
is that?
argument, the argument of like
Okay.
why is she doing this? She's wearing the hijab.
That's not the
more-
argument I'm
that's more of a
making.
question.
That's not the argument I'm making.
What's the argument that
So
you're making?
the argument I mean, because you're like I've met you today, first time.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about you.
Yeah.
Just because you're wearing the hijab, I don't assume that you're a good Muslim.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't
and
know
you. And you shouldn't.
That's the argument I make. But I'm saying is the reason I've come to that conclusion over my life,
Yeah.
I've come across females who wear the hijab who are not necessarily the best. Just like I've come across women who, you know what I mean? To me, it's
But
I wanted to
That-
say,
okay,
I wanted to
but
say
that's
one thing.
that's a problem though because it's like when
How
you
is-
because it's like because it's like you're not absolutely the best, which is assuming that if you are a hijabi that you
Exactly,
should be the
that's
best.
no, I'm not. I'm just.
That's not what he's saying. What he's saying to you
Yeah,
is
you guys
because,
relax.
like Halima said, oh, we should give kudos for them even trying by
Kudos
wearing hijab.
given.
You know what I mean?
Kudos given.
But my whole
Kudos
thing
given.
is, but my whole thing is because she wears the hijab doesn't mean she gets a pass.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean, oh,
Exactly.
she might have talked shit about my whole life, but about she's
Exactly.
trying because she has a hijab on. That's
no,
not
but
fair.
I
What they
think
want to
that
say
no
is-
one, whether hijabi or not, shouldn't you shouldn't trash talk them regardless.
No, but I'm
Yeah,
not trash talking
because
that.
you don't know
No,
that.
I'm trash talking her, the shit talking girl who just happens to wear
No,
hijab.
that's
okay,
that's different. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Okay, no. I'm just saying, just because
A
the girl,
lot of times.
That's not what I
just
was
because
going
the girl
at.
wears a hijab doesn't mean she can't.
She can't be a bad person.
No, not a bad person. Just because a girl wears a hijab does not mean she gets a pass for being disrespectful. The way I would check a girl who didn't wear hijab is the same way I would check a girl with a hijab.
Okay,
I don't
so
think
you
that's what
don't
Queen was
see-
saying. No,
yeah,
I just
she's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
saying that.
Okay, so to me, all right. So suppose I didn't know. I don't know either of you two,
Yeah,
right? I don't know either of you,
You don't
right?
need hijab, you go
There's a 50-50 chance that you're a good Muslim. There's a 50-50 chance you're a good Muslim. I ain't making the call. I don't know you. Like, you know what I mean? To me, it's just simple that because you have a hijab, I don't presume anything about you. You could
I
just
like
be
that.
right, and because you don't wear a
Okay.
hijab, I don't
We're both
presume
Jane
anything
Doe.
about you.
So
Right.
And
okay,
then all I'm saying is the
Actually,
you
reason.
didn't say that before.
That's
but
what I
okay.
said.
That's what he said.
Phrasing.
That's what I said. And all I'm saying, I was giving you
Rephrase it
the background as to
Yeah.
why I think that way now because of the things I've seen, whether it be people in this category, that category. So now when I see somebody, you got a hijab, great. Okay, so like
You know,
it's-
I'm
You know what? Okay, one thing I want to
Okay, I'm
say.
gonna let Samantha, and then we're gonna. It seems like we're
Okay.
agreeing, disagreeing, and I love this. I didn't know this was such a
I
passion.
think we're agreeing
When I
that we
say-
all love hijabis at the end of the day, regardless.
No, we love
When
everyone.
I
all lives matter. All heads matter. All symmetrical
All eyes
heads
on me.
matter.
Oh man.
All lives
Okay,
matter.
when I see